Hey, good morning. So today I wanted to actually just talk about whether or not spells have been cancelled. In the year 2000, I lived in London, in Belsize Park, and I used to invite people round to my studio where I lived, and we would do spells. And I haven't heard whether spells are allowed to be conducted anymore, or whether spells still uh, have visibility in the world, or whether they've been cancelled. So I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about the spells and spells that I do, and the two books that I used to use for my spells. And I used to have this shrine in my room, in my studio, where a little bit, I mean, I've got loads of shrines. I have mini shrines, and perhaps another video. I have talked about doing shrines, and I was going to do a workshop about shrines actually, and I'm sure you all have them as well. But I have many shrines in my home. I have, like, on my desk, and little areas where I've collected things together, where I make shrines. Well, now's a really good time to talk about it. So I make these shrines where I have like little prayers or little stones together, flowers. I've just made, for example, I like to make little, dried flowers with ribbons, and this would be sort of something typical that would sit in a shrine or on a shrine for either a spell or an intention. Maybe that's the changes that we've called them intentions. And also it occurred to me that perhaps the current women's circles are and where we arrange flowers and arrange cards and arrange and have candles and cacao and ceremony and ritual. But there's nothing quite like a spell. And the spell was always, and these are good spells, by the way. There's no room or there's nothing in these books that are bad spells, I think. But these spells, I mean, look, I've just opened a page here using herbs. I mean, look at this page even. I should really have my lighting ring. This is just an impromptu, but I think it's going to go somewhere. Because it's got here in this book, this is the book that I'm referring to. It's got a suede cover, or a fake suede, you know what I mean? It's called Enchant. And this book is Titania's Book of White Magic. And then I've got this one by Fiona Horn. This is called Witch. Here, The Magical Journey, a hip guide to modern witchcraft. So, do you know, I'm sure in Glastonbury they'd say, yes, we're doing spells. But I just adore these potions and, these rituals. And it gives you, give me the money spell. Three green candles, a colour photocopy of a blank recent personal checkbook and a statement, and liquid paper, the balance out, and then photocopy it again. I mean, the fact that they're saying photocopy and the fact that they're saying liquid paper liquid or liquid paper, and actually like blank checkbooks, shows how old these books are. Because nowadays we could AI a statement with, and so it says here, yeah, so you're going to put the amount that you want, the balance amount that you want. 50k, thank you very much. So 3 green ribbons, 9 drops of bergamot oil, 3 teaspoons of dried dill, 1 teaspoon of dried sage, a typewriter or word processor, and a printer. And there's the whole thing about it. It talks about, decide what you want, cash deposit of, they've got 2,000, 1,000, 5,000. I mean, nowadays we're wanting a few more zeros on that, aren't we? Well, maybe not, but, cast a circle, anoint each green candle with 3 drops of bergamot oil. So, different from doing, let's say, the women's circle or these circles of reflection and inner processing and letting go. I want to do spells. So I'm going to start doing spells. I'm super excited. And I'm going to do it with small groups at my home. I can fit maybe like 4 to 6 people sitting in my room. And I'd like to do some spells. Or I can do spells for you. Maybe that, if you'd like to join me periodically for a spell. But I think that the word spell often has this feeling that it's you're doing something to somebody and casting a spell upon, and this is not casting a spell upon at all. This is like ritual intention, variations on the master spell. And it's working on. There's variations on the master spell. What is the master spell? To enchant and gain self-empowerment. I mean, come on, what do we need for that? You will need a sprig of willow tied into a simple knot, 5 candles in purple tending to wisteria. Any number of oils described in this chapter, plus a peony, wisteria, carnation, perfume oil, 1 meter of purple ribbon, purple underwear bought specifically for this occasion. I mean, I love this. I love this. And here's the thing, when I did this it was like, must be the year 2000, because I lived in Belsize Park there, and I've definitely got memories of, I used to wear like this long white satiny, silky sort of nighty kind of thing. And I used to wear a headdress with crystals and feathers in my hair. Yes, I did. And I didn't ever think that I was a witch. I didn't actually assume the status of witch. But I used to enjoy inviting people around, let's do a spell. And I'd gather all the ribbons and candles and essential oils. I had it all. And we'd each all want to do a spell. You know, there's so many. These 2 books are full of spells, and there is one here. I mean, there's cutting the ties and that sort of things. You know, there are, but it's not about I'm going to put a spell on you. These are, you know, strengthening, empowering, enriching, protecting, enrichment. Yes, all these beautiful intentions to reversing a difficult situation. So if you do have a difficult situation, like if you are struggling, there are spells for that. So join me in spelling and spell making and spell sending. To aid in absorbing knowledge. I love that spell. You will need an hourglass, 1 large off-white church candle infused with rosemary oil, some music to enjoy and relaxing to, about 1 meter of olive green and mulberry ribbons. There's a great haberdashery here locally. I'm going to pop in there and get some selections of ribbon. Beautiful paper on which to write a personal pledge, an olive green velvet pouch, and 9 hazelnuts. Come on. That's an hourglass, by the way. I don't know where I might have to buy an hourglass. Oh, the hazelnuts are in the hourglass. Interesting. Begin the spell by turning up your hourglass and watching the sand drift into the moment. The whole spell should unfold over the duration of the hourglass. Pledge to be patient in life. Allow good things in you to distill properly. I love this. Heighten your senses. Beautiful. So many gorgeous celebration. So I really hope that spells haven't been cancelled, because I feel this is sort of slightly different from the women's circles and intentions and journaling, and that bitchcraft. I'm sure someone said that. I'm sure you've heard that before, but bitchcraft. Now, what is bitchcraft? Let's not get to hexing spells. I'm going to read all about it. Red ribbons, black candle, patchouli, frankincense, charcoal, piece of white cloth. Interesting. So hexing. Oh, this is sort of warding off any bad vibes and any psychic attacks. So we are not putting upon, we are dispelling. So look, I am all over this, and what I'd like to do is at some point I'm going to maybe broadcast a spell for you, and then I might invite some friends over for some tea, some herbal tea. And oh God, there's so many great things. So yeah. So I'm not coming, like I said, I'm not coming from a witchy point of view. I'm not doing witchcraft. I'm not doing that at all. I'm doing ritual intention using the roots of some of the witchcraft, and maybe I will witchy. Do I? I'm going to see if I identify as witch. I don't currently identify as witch. I currently identify as sort of New Earth arts. Perhaps New Earth arts is to do with nature, but then maybe that's witchcraft. And I don't identify as pagan either, but I do identify very strongly with, five element theory and aligning myself with nature and with oils, medicine, herbs. Oh, someone just called me there. So, and crystals, essential oils, candles, ribbons, flowers. I mean, if you were to see my round my room, if anybody knows my room, it's all about flowers. I mean, I've got candles lit there. I've got crystals like coming out of my ears, and essential oils like the most massive collection. I've got enough room to sit in a circle here. If not, let's get it bigger. I've got crystal bowls. I've got the lot. I've got cards. I've got everything. And although, yes, women sit in circle, I want to do spells. So I'm going to leave it there with you just to have a bit of fun. Now, if you're not local, I might do, and I should do, and I'd like to do, and I will do. I'll do a spell. I'll create a spell for you here on my YouTube channel so that you can. And there's all these moons of wisdom. Oh, God, I just love this. I love this book is so pleasing as well. All these beautiful images of herbs and flowers and ribbons and it just looks like my room. It just looks like my house. It looks like my house. And yes, I was making things where I'd have not so much like that, but I would have, this is back to my ritual days and my spell days when I was in Belsize Park. I'd have these pouches of like burgundy satin that I'd put herbs in a candle and an intention or the spell, and some drops of essential oils, and I'd tied it up with a ribbon and I popped it on my shrine for a month, and watched it create. And I suppose it's what people would call manifesting. Not really a manifester. I'm a creator and an action and a doer, and a generator and an actualizer, but I get the manifestation vibes. So it's a bit of that. So I think my whole room, actually looking round at it on reflection, is a spell. And so it's just putting some real solid intentions and getting some more candles. I need to get more candles and more ribbons. Although, do you know what? I've actually got right here, because I'm like that, a box. This is my box of ribbons, of different colours of ribbons. I mean, I'm there. I'm there. I've got my ribbons. I need to get some coloured candles so that we can do some sort of real focus. But do you know what? These ribbons, this is interesting actually that I just say this. These are now what would be 24 years old. They really are, because this burgundy velvet ribbon and this baby pink velvet ribbon are from those days. They actually are from those days, and I've had them tied on things and hanging with things. I mean, I don't know if you've been to my school, but I've got things. I just got it. I got it yesterday. Like, I was looking at my bookcase for something and I saw these two books. So my eyes sort of drew into it, and I was like, well, I wonder if spells have been cancelled, because you don't hear of spells anymore. I suppose if you live in Glastonbury, where there's a lot of covens and witch craft, that's very, very visible, I suppose. And maybe there are circles that do spells, but I thought, I haven't seen a spell around here and I'd like to do one, or plenty. So seasonal spells, and or if anything comes up, spell. I definitely need that one about getting down to some coursework. I've got some coursework I need to be getting on with. So I am going to do that spell of absorbing knowledge. I'm going to do it. Rosemary oil, candles, beautiful hazelnuts, getting it. I'm on it. So perhaps that's the first one that I shall share with you. I shall gather. Let me find that again and gather. Which book was it in? Doesn't matter. I'll find it. But I'm going to do that one first and share it with you. It was the Hourglass with the hazelnuts. Thank you so much for watching. That's quite a long one, and it's not even on my fabulous camera, and it wasn't with good lighting, and it wasn't really with my microphone. It was an impromptu one, but I really hope that you are excited with me to either join me on YouTube or in person for my spells, our spells, your spells, my spells. Have a great day.